Hello, I'm Troy West. Thank you for watching. This is another edition of the Open Book with yours truly, Troy West. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support. With the first video, was the first video was an introduction of the channel, and this is a part two version of it. I talked a lot about myself in the introduction, about my history, how I grew up, how I dealt with my depression issues, and I touched on a lot of things about my family, touched on a lot of little things. But this video is still a part two of the introduction, but it's more of how you should self worth, how to deal with your self worth, which is something I struggle with still today. I still struggle with that. Self esteem, things like that. Like I said, to be honest with you, my self esteem is not great at all. It's better than it was at times, but still not that great. And that could factor into depression. At least it did for me. It was part of it. Um, but I want to dig deeper into that, and then the rest of the videos would be more if I see something, maybe more publicly, or just if I have a struggle or a setback myself. Like I said, I'm also using this as sort of like a journal as well. So I will come back, but I just want to get myself completely out there so people know, with what I've dealt with, and maybe I can help them. Maybe they think I can't, or maybe they look somewhere else, or but like I said, I'm here to listen to anyone, no matter what your issue might be. Like I said, that's why my email's in the description. I'll put my email in this one as well. You reach out to me privately. Don't have to be right here on the channel. Any questions you have, or you just want some advice, about dealing with your issues or your mental health or depression or anything that you're dealing with. But like I said, this video I'm gonna focus more on self-esteem, self-worth. It has a big part of your mental aspect. It does for me. Like I said, I talked about my childhood. Talked about a lot of things. Like I said, I wasn't didn't have a lot of friends. Part of it, I mean, I knew I was different from everyone else, somewhat, but it still sort of was hard to deal with sometimes. Why some people didn't want to be your friend, or why you know he was pretty much set aside. And I dealt with that coming up. Even from people close to me would think like they valued me, but still like they sort of just throw a little stuff out there, just a little nitpicking that you're different and this and that. And dealing with me, my love life was hard. It's still hard today. That factored into it. I didn't want to admit that at first to myself, but my family did. In the last few years, because like I said, after I went through a breakup or something, it did bring my spirits down, and especially when it was a way that you didn't understand why the person broke up with you and stuff like that. So all that stuff affected me. Like I said, I'm being completely honest. But my pride used to tell me, no, that's not a reason. But it factored into it. It wasn't the wholly reason, because I have other issues, but at the time it's sort of well, for me it was like a distraction. I was distracted. I was addicted about anything negative. I'm just in this relationship, so like it just took away from thinking of so negative so much. Took away a lot of negative thoughts. So but I used to tell myself, nah, that's I've been having these problems since I was younger. But um every time I dealt with a breakup, it was kind of hard to pick myself up again, because I'm hurt by the person, and then just looking at everything around me. I just start asking why this and why that. It's like a snowball. It's like, for me, it's always a snowball effect. Once one thing happened to me or something negative, it's like a snowball. It rolls down the hill and it gets bigger, and that's on me. Like, let it get bigger. But um it was hard to deal with. I ain't gonna lie. It's one negative thing set me off, and it just rolls into a big deal. So But yeah, I just definitely want to talk about that. Um, but my main thing is like, cause I know people that's you could call different. You know what I mean by that? You don't fit in really, which was me. I never fitted in nowhere. Had one or two friends. I had my values, my thoughts, which was different than other people. Like, some people don't know about me that I'm not that religious. I'm not what they call an atheist. I don't think, because I believe in something. I just don't know what something is. I just have questions about a lot of things, and I'm open minded to other religions as well. I grew up a Christian though. Um, I know they say, well, with any religion, you're supposed to just focus on God and all that stuff. But when you look at the world around you, well, at least this is how I look at it. You look at the world around you. They look at the people that manipulates it, the religion or anything. It's hard for you to believe. Okay, you know, we all human and stuff. We all make mistakes, and I'm not, but definitely not better than nobody else. But when people manipulate any religion, not just Christianity, any religion, it's wrong, and I just think it's wrong. And I don't. That's why I don't value religion. I think religion is another way of people taking advantage of people, manipulating your mind. Like, I feel like it's a small dose of mind control to me, and that never been a popular opinion when I said that. But that's just me, because people will say, well, people that know about my depression stuff, well, maybe you need to go to church, or maybe you need to do this, and it might be true. I think religion has values that can, if you look at it the right way, you could definitely be a better person. The things that they teach you, the things that they stand for, but a lot of people twist it to benefit themselves, which is just flat out wrong. And people don't like when I say that. Well, you don't do this, you don't do that. You ain't, they think you looking down on them, or you crazy or whatever. But I don't. I'm not religious. I ain't been to church, and it's not because I don't. Not because of I'm too busy. I just don't. I don't want to go. If I ain't had nothing to do, I want to go. Especially during football season. I'm not going. So I just think it's just another way of uh, manipulating people. So that's my view on that. Even though that's sort of off topic, I ain't want to get deeper to that. But I'm just telling that because some people, that's the way some people look at me differently when I do tell them that, when I'm talking the way I'm talking now. But my whole point is, you should be able to have any thoughts that as long as you're not hurting anyone or breaking the law, I guess, you should be able to think and do what you want. You shouldn't have to try to fit in with nobody. That's one thing I could say out of all my years. Like I said, never had a lot of friends, and I didn't try to make myself be somebody else to get them. I just still been myself. If I got you as a friend, that was fine. If I didn't, it bothered me. I'm not gonna say it didn't bother me, but my pride would let me change. Like, I'm not gonna be who you want me to be for what? Because I'm eventually your real stuff will come out. So, and I know a lot of people. Well, I know enough people that that's what holds them back. Like, I could say that I don't. That's not a problem for me. I don't. I don't necessarily care how people view me. It's just it makes me sad how people disown. Well, I'm not. That's probably too strong a word, disown, but pretty much don't give you any. You know what I'm saying? Any acknowledgement because of who you are. Like, you should be able to be who you are. That's a big problem, and it is more for younger people because younger people deal with this more than I'm 35, so I am who I am. So that's just what it is. But people that's growing up and see, people, being a certain way, and you might not be, or you might not want to be, but you probably force yourself to be because you want to fit in, you want to be known, or you want to have friends, and that's it's. And I don't blame people for taking that route because I know a lot of people that do, but I can't do it. I couldn't do it because um, I just think it's not worth it. And then, like I said, you're gonna eventually be yourself. And then I've had people in my life like they was cool being around me when we by ourselves, but when it was a public around, they try to treat you different, or act like they don't know you, or that's ridiculous. Even when as adults, now that they talk about when I was a kid, even as an adult, I've seen that people do me like that. So I'm like, wow, and like I said, I sit up here. I'm not perfect. I have flaws just like anybody else. But I just think that's crazy, and that's one thing I can stand on, that I never really tried to be out of my character. Now I can admit this, like when like I said, I talked a little bit about my drinking, right? Like that's, to be really honest with you. I mean, I ain't gonna say that's part of the reason why I drink, but when I drink, I mean, I'm a different person, flat out, because I'm drunk. So a little bit more outspoken, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Sometimes I go over the edge, which is wrong, which is no excuse for. But I used to feel like, I do it. Another reason why is that it puts me in the mindset where I really don't care what nobody thinks. Like when I'm sober, it's like I do think about, like, damn, what's this person gonna think? But when I'm drunk, I don't give a damn what nobody think. I will say, if it's on my mind, I'm gonna say it. I shouldn't have to drink to be that way, but you know, I used to think that was more good for me because I'm speaking my mind, even though I speak my mind relatively, but not a lot. There's some days I don't say, and I can admit that. But I was like, well, once I get this drink up in me, I don't give a damn. With I don't give a damn with the consequences, nothing. Which is not good. I shouldn't have to drink to get to that mindset. I should be able to say what's on my mind or how I feel without having to get to a fucked up mind state. But a lot of people do it. A lot of people do it. They don't admit that. A lot of people do it. I felt like I said, I'm admitting all this. This is part of the reason I'm doing this. I'm admitting a lot of stuff to myself as well. And like I said, this is no judgment here. If anybody, it's life, man. And that's why I want to focus on that. But like I have times, like when I was, in my darker days, I hated looking in the mirror, man. I didn't want to look in the mirror. I just wanted to lay in the dark. Didn't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Just because, of my depression state, or because somebody might have said something to me or did something to me. And it shouldn't be that way, man. Like, and I'm still learning. Like I'm way stronger now than I was, but at times when I was younger, man, especially if I had a friend that was close to me and did something to me, man, that tore me apart, man. Like I just I was just angry, man. I was angry, and that's another thing. I didn't deal with my anger well either. With this, so I don't. It takes a lot. Like I gotta build it all up, and then I just explode. You know what I'm saying? And that's why some people don't look at me right. They're like, this guy never gets angry. He never yells, barely. He don't. I've had, but mainly women that I've dealt with, actually admit to me on purpose that they try to get me mad because they want to see my limit. Like, where is his height? Like, how far could he go? And I was even madder because I was like, why would you try to do that? Like, what, you know? Now I'm just saying this. I would never, I'm not never been an abusive person, but what if I snap and really like do something to you? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You would put yourself on the line for that just because you want to see how mad I'm going to get? Like, how much sense did that? I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. I mean, then when they break it down, well, somebody else did this and this, that, which I hate too. You can't, no matter how the world treats you, you got to take everyone the same. You can't, I mean, keep your eyes open. If they do stuff in your past, people in your past did to you, I understand that. That's fine. Don't deal with it. But you gotta go in with your over an open mind, regardless. Like I've been screwed over by so many people. I don't trust people a lot. I admit that. Like my trust factor is very low. Excuse me, scratching my nose. I was itching. Um, but you can't like you're not harming yourself because you gotta. It's just difficult. You gotta watch somebody and making sure they don't do this. Like, I mean, I don't have time for that. So when I go into anything for anybody, what I did with a friend or anyone, I treat them just like like I don't, like I really don't know you, like but in a more of a I'm giving you a chance thing, not straight, because you ain't gonna it's just you're gonna just torture yourself. That's my opinion. But like I said, this is about self worth. Like I said, I didn't feel like I was worth anything. Um, just because, like I said, my love life wasn't great. Like I was like the longest relationship I've ever been in, it was 6 months. 6 months. Think about that. I'm 35 years old. I never been with nobody for like 2, 3 years or anything like that. I've dealt with people off and on, but never on no. This is my girlfriend or whatever. It would be a couple of months and then it's over with. Or like I said, if flat out say I'm born. So like man, that's I still laugh at that man. Like that's crazy. That's a whole other subject. I don't get too off the subject I'm trying to make, but basically, you can treat somebody. Basically, this is how I feel. If you can treat somebody everywhere great, all you want to. If they don't like you, they just don't like you. Flat out. It don't matter how good you are, how bad you are. If they don't like you, they just don't like you. And I'm starting to realize that now. I'm still learning that dealing with people. Like I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? Like you try to find out what you do wrong. You ain't do nothing wrong. So it's like, why? You know what I mean? Or they make it harder than it has to be, for certain things. Or you barely hear from them, or you only hear from them when they want something. Like stuff like that, they don't really like you like that. Like when somebody uh, have interest in you, they gonna. I'm not gonna say they go out their way, but they're gonna make sure that they let you know that in some type of way. They're not gonna just sit back or just call you when you want a couple of dollars or like days I've dealt with that and having when I had my own place, having a place to stay, all that nonsense. Like nobody, people will deal with you if you don't have nothing. I've seen people that don't have crap, and you know what I'm saying, having no problem having a relationship or anything. But only why I brought up that part of my life because, like I said, it affected my depression so what because I mess with my self esteem, but but basically in general, like I said, that's something that affected my life, so I know it probably affected other people. But like I said, you should be able to be yourself, period. And that's all in this discussion. You don't have to. Now, I'm not saying change. Like, I go through this. I don't want to say an argument, but my man, Don Parker, my man, Fat Man, you know, we agree to the most part, but he always say, well, change for you. Which he's right. I guess I agree. Change for yourself, but you should have to change for the woman, for a man, for uh, a friend. None of that. You shouldn't have to do that. They should like you for who you are. If they don't, then they just don't, and that's it. They just don't. So you just either keep them at a distance or just forget about them. You know what I mean? Which I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning that myself. Even though I just said it like it's easy, but I guess me and him, we don't, like I said, we don't necessarily disagree. I just basically tell him I'm not doing it. I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn person. That's one of my flaws, I guess, if you want to call it that. I'm stubborn. I'm me. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to change too much for nothing, for nobody, period. So this is who I am, flat out. This is who I am. So, not changing for nobody. But he got a good point, change for yourself. But in his days, I would have changed more about, like, maybe, like, career, stuff like that. But me as a person, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I don't think I'm that bad of a person. So why should I have to change or be more? I guess about to take all that other garbage. And like I said, I'm willing to. My mind is open. I'm willing to try stuff and all that. But like I said, if somebody like you, they would probably. I wouldn't say they had to make you do it, but they would, guide you into doing it. They're not gonna just hope, oh well, this and that. But like I said, I've seen it. I've seen it with myself. People can say whatever they want to say. If they really deal with you, man, they tolerate almost anything. For at least for a while. I'm not saying they're gonna tolerate for the rest of their life, but it's stuff that's clear. Like like I don't want to get into it. Like abusers and people that treat you like garbage, and it's clear that they treat you like garbage. They want to try to change that, but don't want to deal with somebody that obviously is gonna treat you right. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I brought all that up. Like I said, which is sort of off topic, to just say that it messed with my self esteem and it messed with my depression. So, and I know people that's different, or different flavor like me. I don't really listen to a lot of music. You know what I mean? I'm into my video games, my sports, and that's it. That's pretty much as far as my hobby. That's what I do. I like to cook too. I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm a decent cook. So that's it. I mean, other stuff like like I said, I'm not saying I don't like music. I listen to it, but I'm not like into it like that. I'm not into a lot of, I'm not a social person at all. Like overall, I'm not. So a lot of people just don't know how to take me. I guess I don't know, but it was. I felt ostracized for that for a while, especially when I was younger. I did, and it messed with me. You know what I mean? I didn't understand why. Then when I did do maybe some questionable stuff, or just another thing, people waiting for you to like. If people don't really like you like that, or just don't vibe with you, they waiting for you to mess up so they can have a justification. And see, that's where I messed up at in life. I wound up giving people justifications. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I learned that you can't do that. Don't give nobody a reason. Like if they just don't mess with this, don't give nobody a reason. All you gotta give them is one, and they can stand by that one reason. Make one mistake and it's over. You don't have a chance. As a friend, anything. They just wait for you to, because they don't. I guess because they would have, they want to spin it like, yeah, he did this, he did that, but yeah, he did this one thing to me, and I can't, I don't like nobody like that. But that don't, not saying that, like I said, not making no excuses, because even though I'm saying this, people take advantage of that. People that do get a thousand chances, they take advantage of people like that too. Like somebody that they might really do like, you get them more chances, but the person on the other side probably know that, so they keep doing the same thing to you 50,000 times. That's not right either. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying you should tolerate nothing that you don't want to tolerate, but I'm just saying, it's a lot of people out here, you know, that tolerates anything because they like them or they have more interest in them. Simple as that. But I only why I brought up all that, like I said, to make my point that for me, it puzzled me and it made me feel like I didn't matter, or it messed with depression. I ain't gonna lie, it messed with my self esteem and tore me down. So, um, but you know, there's things you just gotta move on from, which I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying. I'm in a pretty peaceful place, right now. Not really worried about other people too much. Trying to get myself together, for the most part. Um, like I said, I have friends here and there, but you know, like another thing I want to talk about that mess with me. Like I'm 35, I don't have no kids. Like I always wanted kids, or at least one, and I see how it changes people. I've seen how it changed people, so I just assume that it's going to change me. But I think that's sort of borderline because I've seen it help work for other people, but it might not work for me. I might get a kid and still, deal with this stuff, this depression and stuff, So that don't. Yeah, I think it would help. It would help me because only why I think it would help me because I'm the type that knowing I had a kid, I can't. It's just I wouldn't the thoughts that I used to think, as far as like hurting myself, taking my own life, stuff like that. I would never think that. I would just take it, whatever. I have to take care of my kid. I'm not gonna leave my kid. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna walk through the fire for my kid. So since I don't have anything like that to fight for, which is sad, and I'm admitting this, out loud. I don't have a motivation. That's why sometimes I get to the thought point like, well, why even be here? What's my purpose? What's this and this and that? If I had a kid, at least that's how I feel. And I could be wrong. I wouldn't even go nowhere near those thoughts because I can't. I can't go there. I have a child to take care of. I can't just throw my life away and kill myself, and leave my kid here. And then there might be a cycle that starts, which I talk about in the first video. Cycles is a big part of this world. Is just we just repeating the same mistakes that people before us done, just in different ways. And I wouldn't want to do that to my kid, but I don't know that for sure. I know some people with kids that deal with it too, with depression and stuff. So that don't mean you're going to change. I just think it'll change me as far as helping me motivate myself. So, but I just want to pretty much talk about this side of me too, because like I said, my self esteem is not great. It's not good. I never had a whole bunch of women or have a lot of people clamoring over me. So that used to mess with me. As I see other people that treat people like crap, gets gets the good graces. So but that'll do it here. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put this video up. Have any questions, definitely email me or leave some a comment here. Thank you so much.